Great starts lead to great finishes, and great finishes can lead to more great starts. Follow these tips and techniques to start strong, finish strong, and keep your business building. Even with the best finishes, accidents can happen, and when they do, you're the one who gets the call to patch them up. We're here to help by giving you some tips for repairing a damaged wall or corner. Simple fixes that can be done without having to install cladding or use paper tape, fiberglass tape, wire mesh, or clips. The no cladding patch is known in some areas as the California patch. It doesn't require a backing, and it works great for holes approximately 6 by 6 inches and under. It also works for 5/8 or layered drywall and even with lath and plaster. The trick behind this patch is the paper on the face of the drywall. Start your patch by cutting a new piece of drywall in a square about 2 inches larger than the hole. On the face side of the drywall, be sure to leave 1 inch of extra paper on every side. Now press the piece you've cut over the hole and mark around it. Using a sheetrock tool saw, cut out around your marks to create a new, larger hole in the wall. It will be a perfect fit for your new piece. Using a 4 to 6 inch taping knife, apply a thin layer of joint compound on the paper edges. Use just enough to ensure the paper will stick. Reinsert the patch into the wall until it's even with the rest of the wall. Apply a thin layer of joint compound over the entire patch. Allow this to dry, sand and repeat until the wall is smooth. And there you have it, the California patch. And if your patch happens to be over a textured surface, don't worry, it's a snap to match. Using a spray hopper is the easiest way to match a textured finish. However, if you don't have a hopper, or if the patch is over a very small area, you can also use joint compound and a brush with hard bristles. The brush technique is basically the same, no matter what type of texture you want to match. Start with a light skim of joint compound, extending it 2 inches beyond the patch itself. If you're working in an area where easy cleanup or reduced airborne dust is important, be sure to use a compound that helps control dust, such as sheetrock brand dust control compound. Its heavy dust drops to the floor for easy cleanup. Lightly sand the area to blend the compound with the wall surface. Mix 1 gallon of joint compound with a 1/4 gallon of water. Skim the mixture on a brush with hard bristles until all of the hairs are covered. Then shake the excess compound from the brush. The texture pattern is created by placing the brush firmly in one hand with the bristles facing upward. Position the brush roughly 10 inches from the wall. Place your other hand above the brush and flick the bristles while moving the brush in a forward motion. For a knockdown finish, flick the brush in a slow motion, allowing larger dots to form on the wall. As these dots begin to dry, lightly skim over the patch with a knife to flatten out the texture. Once completely dry, sand the edges of the patch and you're ready to paint. To achieve a spatter finish, use less compound and flick the brush in a faster motion for more medium-sized dots. Orange peel also requires less compound and a faster motion. However, you'll want to saturate the wall with small dots. We've covered walls, and now it's time to turn to corners. As a remodeler, you know that the only time you should be cutting corners is when it comes to repairing damaged corner bead. If the wall was finished with paper face corner bead, then all you have to do is cut out the damaged area, prying it back from the wall. Using tin snips, cut a new piece of paper face bead to fit. Mud the exposed area with your knife, and then press the piece to the area to create a seal. Mud the sides, and you're ready to refinish the wall to match. Even the best finishes sometimes need a fresh start. Use these tips to make sure your walls, your corners, and your reputation always remain flawless.